Hello everyone! We are outside because Toni is what do you call this? Very bored at home. So we decided to um, go out. We were supposed to go to the park. However, the weather and the temperature is really bad. It went up to 30 degrees this afternoon, so we just have to stay here at home at least. If she feels hot, we can just go back sa sulod sa balay, no? Um, Dong egg, dara di ay si si Openg. Currently, wala siya nagapanglaba, wala siya nagapanghugas og plato. Mo na yung paborito nga spot. Yes. Lakpak na siya dira. Hello everyone! Welcome to our channel. Today's episode is in response to our lovely subscriber Jane. She asked me if I could make a video about the standards of living in Australia relative to the entry-level salary of nurses. Hi Jane! Okay, so the cost of living in Australia differs or varies in every state. And Australia has 8 states. These are the New South Wales, Queensland, Northern Territory, South Australia, Western Australia, Victoria, Australian Capital Territory, and also Tasmania. My hubby and I lived in Melbourne, which is in the state of Victoria, on our first year here in Australia. Then we decided to move to Sydney and live there for 2 years. And because we have more experience living in the New South Wales, I think I would rather discuss the cost of living in Sydney in particular in relation to the entry-level salary of a registered nurse. So Sydney is Australia's largest city, and it is one of the most expensive cities in Australia, which of course we did not realize it until we started living there. It was a great experience though. Sydney is such a vibrant city, and you will get to see different kinds of things there, places which you will be amazed. So let's take a closer look at the cost of living in Sydney in relation to the entry-level salary of a registered nurse, full-time, okay? All the numbers that I will be sharing to you are only estimates as of 2021. All costs will apply to a single person only. Okay, so let's start. The first one would be the rent. The cheapest rent that I could find as per the real estate website is $275 per week. Here in New South Wales, it is very common to pay rent every week. And this $275 is like a unit or an apartment with 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. Next one would be the utilities, and this includes the gas, electricity, and water. And it is estimated that you will be spending $180 per month, and that would be around $45 per week. The third one would be the public transport. In Sydney, the public transport relies on the Opal card, and the Opal card is this one. It's our Opal card is just too old, but that's actually like your ticket that you will be able to use the metro, train, the bus, what else? Ferries, and also the light rails. So weekly you will be spending $50 per week for the transport, and you can go everywhere and anytime. Opal also offers monthly fare and also a yearly fare if you want to save some money. Di ba, anak? Next one would be the phone, mobile phone plan. So it could either be prepaid or postpaid, and then roughly you will be spending around $30 per month. And that is like $7.50 per week. Um, Usually the plan here, either postpaid or prepaid, they offer unlimited national calls and SMS. However, if you want extra data and also international calls, then you will be spending a little bit more than the $30. Um, so one, two, three, four. The fifth one would be the internet. Um, you will roughly spend $70 per month, and that would be around $17.50 per week. Next one, which is the most important one, is the food and groceries. For a single person, it is estimated that you will be spending around $140 per week. The last one, number 8, only applies if you are a registered nurse who is not a permanent resident or Australian citizen. So it means that you are a temporary visa holders. Let's say if you have a working visa. So the last one is important as well, and that is the health insurance. Part of the visa condition is you have to maintain a health insurance. And for a single person, you will roughly spend $103.50 per month, and that is around $26 per week. If you become a permanent resident or Australian citizen, then it is up to you if you want to keep your private health insurance, because normally you will be covered by Medicare. And what do you call this? If you prefer to have an extra health coverage, then you can keep your private health insurance. Otherwise, you can take it off from your basic expenses. So all in all, the total basic expenses would be $561 per week. I did not include any recreations, that is like if you want to watch a movie either weekly or every fortnight, or if there are times that you will be like having a coffee outside or in the cafe or in a pub. Yep. Or if you want to have a breakfast outside, it's not included, even the clothings and all. So these are just really the basic ones. In my previous video entitled Registered Nurse Salary in Australia, I have discussed in details the salary of registered nurses in different levels in the public health and aged care. In this episode, I will only be discussing the entry-level salary of a registered nurse. So for a registered nurse who works in the public health, the weekly salary is $1,259, and this one is a fixed one because this is based on the NSW Nurses and Midwives State Award 2021. So the $1,259 is the gross income or salary. So the tax, you will be taxed for that, and you will be paying around $252 per week. I am using the website, give me a moment, because this website is I use the website paycalculator.com.au because it gives a the accurate amount of tax that you will be paying either every week. You can choose every week, fortnightly, or monthly. Near accurate. Tama ba? Basta very accurate siya. So, if you will type on that website, in that website, the $1,259, you will see that the tax is 252 per week. So saying that so your net income or salary would be $1,007. That's the money that you will be taking home. So minus the total basic expenses, $1,007 minus 561, and you will be left $446 per week. On the other hand, for a registered nurse who works in the aged care facility, the average weekly income or salary is $1,129 per week. So if you watch my previous video about the registered nurse salary, with the aged care, there are different kinds of, no, what I mean is aged care providers have different rates. So in terms of the rates that so the rate that I am giving you is actually just an average. You might get higher weekly salary if you work in an aged care provider which offers a higher rate than the public health or than the public hospital. So the aged care registered nurse weekly salary is $1,129. And the weekly tax would be $207. So you will be taking home $922. So less than your basic expenses, which 922 minus $561, and you will be left $361 per week. You might be wondering, is there any way that you will be able to save more money or probably reduce the cost of this basic expenses that you have? My answer is definitely yes. Of course. So, number one that I would say that we have also experienced is to reduce your rent expense. It would be better if you rent or move out further out of the CBD. CBD is the central business district of the Sydney, parang what do you call this, center of Sydney. It's more expensive there. But if you will be what do you call this, renting or finding an accommodation which is like more than 10 kilometers away from the city, then you will find cheaper rent. And if you really want to go cheaper, then consider finding a place to live in the West Sydney, Southwest, and also West Sydney. We have been there. We have lived in different suburbs in those areas, and I can really say that you can find rent as low as $150 per week, and that is a shared accommodation. If you are also considering to really save more money, when if you have families, relatives, or friends who are renting part of their house, then you can really save more money in terms of your accommodation. Another way of reducing this cost is moving closer to your workplace. So it means like parang walking distance lang. If you live like 10 to 20 minutes walking distance to your workplace, then you will save hips on your transport too. It is very common here in Australia. I cannot generalize, but I have seen in Melbourne, also in Sydney, people are used to walking. So 10 minutes walk is not that big deal. Even 20 minutes walk. So it's not like in the Philippines sometimes, we get upset if the jeepney doesn't stop where we want the jeepney to stop. No, not at the exact location. Kay sometimes baktas pata. So here, you will get used to walking. And it's also a good way to keep healthy, right? And another thing is you don't have to worry much about the supermarkets in terms of your food and groceries, because most of the supermarkets like the Coles, Woolworths, Aldi, and all the others are normally within the suburbs. You can find them within the suburbs, and they are very accessible. Um, Next thing, in terms of food and groceries, it is also wise, and it is also best to buy products that are on sale. So supermarkets like Coles and Woolworths, they offer product discounts every week, and what we do is we always keep an eye on their weekly catalog, and in that way, even if it's like you will save 20 cents, 50 cents, $1 to $2, or even half price, it will also add up to your savings. um, Next thing is, if you are considering to really find a cheaper health insurance, especially if, what do you call this, if you are really on a tight budget. So there are health insurance companies that offers overseas visitor health cover, which is less than $100 per month. However, you have to keep in mind that make sure that you read the details of the health cover, because most of these health covers which are less than $100 per month only covers the hospital costs and also the emergency ambulance. So it means that if you need to go to a doctor and have yourself checked, or like a doctor consultation, if you need to buy a prescribed medicine or medication, or if you need to go to a specialist, then you will not be covered with that health insurance. You will be paying it out of your pocket. So you have to consider those factors when you are trying to find what's the best health insurance that will suit your needs. The last one that I can share to you would be the mobile plans. Um, you can find cheaper plans. There are offers that is like you will only be spending around $7, or probably $10 per month, but um, you also have probably like limited number of data, and also it may not offer you international calls, especially if your families are not in Australia. So also check which mobile plan suits your needs too. um, I think that's it. um, Unsa pa ba? Napa ba ko'y dapat iingon, habi? Napa ko'y na-miss? I think that's it. And
If you go abroad, you miss your family.
that's right. Did you hear that, guys? He said, like, if you go abroad, you will surely miss your family back home.
Next episode.
Yeah, next episode, we will be sharing why we moved to the regional New South Wales from Sydney. Yes.
Yes.
Until next time.
Bye.